No one expected a simple cup of tea to leave the future king fighting back tears. But when Prince William stepped into a quiet Cardiff kitchen for what seemed like a routine visit, he didn't just meet a charity founder. He met a mother whose story would move the world. Within hours, the clip of their emotional conversation went viral, touching millions and reminding everyone that even royalty can be brought to tears. Before the headlines and the royal cameras, Rhian Mannings was simply a mum trying to survive the unthinkable. In 2012, her life shattered in ways few could imagine. Her baby boy, George, died suddenly after a seizure, just 1 week after his first birthday. Only days later, her husband Paul took his own life, leaving Rhian to face grief so heavy it could have broken anyone. But somehow, she turned heartbreak into hope, not just for herself, but for countless other families. Out of that unimaginable pain, Rhian created something extraordinary, a movement called To Wish. Her charity provides urgent support for families who lose a child or young adult unexpectedly. She fought to make sure no parent would ever face that same darkness alone. Over time, her work gained national recognition, and quietly, it reached the royal family's radar. Because Rhian wasn't just talking about grief, she was changing how Britain approached it. Then came the day that changed everything. Prince William arrived at her home, no palace, no press conference, just a warm, lived-in kitchen filled with tea, Welsh cakes, and real stories. He met Rhian's 2 children, Holly and Isaac, and even her mother. But beneath the smiles and small talk, there was purpose. The visit helped launch the Royal Foundation's National Suicide Prevention Network, a major step in addressing one of society's toughest issues. And as the cameras rolled, something raw and human unfolded. Her words stopped the prince cold. When Rhian began sharing her story, the moments of loss, the endless what-ifs, and how her husband's silence still haunts her, William could barely hold back his emotions. "I think that's the hardest thing," she told him softly. "We would have been okay." William, visibly moved, admitted he found it hard to ask her those questions. And in that moment, the mother comforted the prince, reminding him that as a father who's faced his own loss, it's okay to feel the weight of others' pain. It was no longer an interview, it was connection, pure and unscripted. But here's what most people didn't realize. This wasn't their first meeting. Rhian and Prince William had crossed paths years earlier, back in 2017, through the Heads Together mental health campaign he ran with Kate and Prince Harry. That shared mission laid the foundation for trust. So when he walked into her kitchen 8 years later, it wasn't just a royal engagement. It was a reunion, built on empathy and understanding. And then, the internet did what it always does. It exploded. The clip of William fighting back tears spread across TikTok, Twitter, and news outlets worldwide. Rhian took to Instagram in disbelief, writing that she never imagined having the future king over for tea and Welsh cakes would cause such a stir. Her phone didn't stop buzzing. The story trended globally, sparking thousands of comments from people sharing their own experiences with grief, loss, and mental health. For Rhian, it wasn't fame that mattered, it was the fact that people were finally talking. Because that was the real purpose all along. Talking about something that's so often hidden in silence: suicide. Rhian knows the stigma runs deep, but conversations like hers, and moments like this, chip away at that wall. As she wrote in her post, "If this one conversation has helped even a few people feel seen, heard, or less alone, then it's a step in the right direction." And maybe that's why the world responded the way it did. Because her pain wasn't just heard, it was understood. Her message is powerful in its simplicity. There is help. There is hope. There is always someone willing to listen. That's the sentence that lingers long after the clip fades to black. A reminder that compassion, even shared over tea and Welsh cakes, can save lives. And for Prince William, a man who's faced his own grief in the harshest spotlight, this wasn't a royal duty. It was a human moment. One that showed the power of empathy, and how a single conversation can move millions. So what do you think? Did this moment show us the real Prince William, beyond the titles and formality? And do you believe stories like Rhian's can finally break the silence around grief and mental health? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you believe in the power of compassion, hit subscribe for more stories that go beyond the headlines. Because sometimes, the quietest conversations change the world.